much. You know, it's great to be here. And thank you for getting out today. Thank you for your work that you do, even when we're not a collected body. Thank you for your support. It means a lot. We did win, you know, little less than 2 years ago. A lot of small, seemingly small groups all came together on voting day. And with your sphere of influence, we did win. And we won strong. And I think it's truly because there are enough folks out there that know that if we don't stand together to change establishment and the mindset that's just been allowed to go on and accepted, then Texas will weaken. I believe that this is the last stronghold in the United States, Texas. Don't you believe that? You know, really, yeah. And, you know, let me tell you, and really I'm speaking from the heart. I think what I'd like to talk to you, you know, just have us talk about a little bit today, briefly. You know, you hear a lot about, and I want to talk about Republican Party a little bit, because you hear about how the Republican Party has got to bring in other cultures, bring in Hispanics, bring in African American, bring in Asian, right? So we can grow our party, move to the center. Now, the reason I talk about the Republican Party is that's the party that most closely, at least their platform, aligns to ours. Not exactly, right? But most closely aligns to ours. But the answer does not lie in bringing in other cultures, if you will, just based on a color or where you're from. It definitely doesn't mean that the way we grow our party is to move to the left, right? In Ecclesiastes 10:2, God, I think he's got a great sense of humor, says, the heart of the wise inclines to the right, but that of the fool inclines to the left. So the last thing we need to do is move to the left, wouldn't you say? But let's talk about how we grow the kindred spirit, the conservatives, those who truly want to save our country. Not how do we grow establishment. Number one, we have to be united, because the cliche of united we stand and divided we fall holds, and holds truer today, I would say, because you can see it out there than it ever has before. Maybe it's just because I feel like we're living it. So what is my answer if I think that that's not the answer to grow us together so that we can assure a win in the future? Well, what do I think is the answer? It's values. How are we going to grow the party? Grow our agenda. We have to grow with people who have like values. Wouldn't you agree? We don't care what color someone is. What we do care is what are their values. We believe in. And stop me if there's something I say we don't believe in. Just say, we don't believe that. Don't we believe in the United States and Texas Constitution? Yeah. Don't we believe in the sanctity of life, created in the image of God? Don't we believe in sovereignty of the United States and Texas? Don't we believe in limited government? Don't we believe in personal accountability and responsibility? Or do we want to be a nanny state? No, we believe in personal accountability and responsibility. Don't we believe in self-sufficient families based on the marriage between one natural man and one natural woman? And isn't it a shame to have to declare it like that? Don't we believe in an educated population where the parents have the right to choose the education they want for their child? And don't we think that there should be child-centered funding to follow the child? Absolutely. Don't we think we have the right to be safe in our homes, on our streets, and in our communities? And that we have the right to bear arms? Yes. And I filed Bill bills to help strengthen that Second Amendment right. And, sorry, I'm blowing into this. I get too excited. And then we're working on legislation now to not just protect our guns, we've got to protect our ammo. They want to give us green bullets. I mean, what is that? Paper wads with green food dye? What is that? And don't we believe in a free enterprise society, unencumbered by government interference or government subsidies? Be the subsidies for individuals or subsidies for companies. And don't we stand and honor those who serve and protect our freedoms? Yes, we do. We do not believe in huge debt. I'm a pay-as-you-go person, and if we could do that in the state of Texas all around, that's where I would be.
Amen.
But we're not there yet. So, I was asked the other day at the Austin Statesman interview, well, Senator, would you be willing to raise taxes in order to do these things you're talking about doing? And I said, no. What I would be in favor of would be looking for efficiencies, otherwise known as cuts, but not just an across-the-board cut, but truly looking at how do we achieve the goals we need to achieve, but with an efficient checkbook, right? And that's what we've got to do. But you know, and I had a lot of successes. I did help pass fiscally conservative legislation, and as a result, I did. And I'm proud to say I got one of the top 5 Courageous Conservative Awards. Thank you. And that is without having previous experience in the legislature.
Exactly.
That's taking a citizen legislator, if you will, a citizen, you know, picking me up out of an emergency room and plopping me down in the middle of a government job where I'm used to having things move quickly and things slowing way down. Because why? Because they're a deliberative body. No, we need to move quicker. One reason things slow down is because while we have a majority, and I've talked with Claver about this before, we've got a majority. Republicans. Great. 19 out of 21 still have to get 2 from the other side. But what do we not have?
Freedom.
We don't have a conservative majority. So we are so until we get rid of some of the squishy, we cannot build, we cannot move fast enough, right? So now let's go back to talking about how, again, I think we build a consensus. It is our values. Now think about it. Let's look on the national level. When you start to minimize or marginalize our values, not just the principles I talked about, but social values. When you marginalize them as presidential candidates, what do you have? You have Dole, McCain, and Romney. Now, good men, but they marginalize the social values. They did not feel there is a need to bring in government and mix it with social values. But aren't we talking about a government that's to take care of the general welfare? And that doesn't mean giving a man a fish every meal. No. But it does mean helping them become personally accountable and responsible, right? Right. And you have to integrate social with government. With the fiscal responsibility, a pillar. Reagan had 3 pillars. I kind of rearranged the wording some, but 3 pillars. One is our military defense. The other is fiscally conservative policies. And the other are our social issues. America must stand on those 3 pillars. And if you weaken any one of them, we will fall. So now let's look at the presidential candidates who did not marginalize social issues. Reagan, Bush 1 and Bush 2. They weren't afraid to say they believed in Jesus Christ. Amen. They were not afraid to say we stand for people, but we stand against behaviors that are not accountable to to the Lord, which are against the beliefs that we believe in.
Exactly.
So the way that we grow, the way that we defend Texas is to grow our conservative party. And we grow it by bringing in people with similar values, a kindred spirit.
Yes.
And that's where y'all come in also.
Amen.
Because I can have your voice and represent your values, but you have to have your sphere of influence. One quick story before I go. You may be wondering, how does one person move the masses? Well, remember, at Disney, you still go through the little clicker, one person at a time, but the masses go in. Disney has a great product. We have a great product. It's our values.
Yeah.
But we are poor messengers. Now for the story. How can one person do it? The story is about Nehemiah. Remember Nehemiah in the Bible, Nehemiah the book. He was heartbroken because the walls around his beloved city, Jerusalem, were down. He was a cupbearer for the king, and he went to the king and asked permission to go back and build the wall around Jerusalem.
Yes.
So at risk of death, because you didn't go approach the king about anything. So at risk of death, he asked the king. He had the king's favor.
Yeah.
So he went to Jerusalem, and with supplies.
Yeah.
So prior to being called to rebuild the wall, he was not equipped. He did not have the tools. But once called, he had favor, obviously, of the Lord, and he got the supplies, he got the equipment. God equips those he calls. So he goes to Jerusalem, laughed at and mocked. You can't build this wall. This is going to take forever. That's why they're down now. He didn't say anything. The wall was rebuilt in record time.
Yes.
How?
Magic.
No, it wasn't magic. So you listen to the rest of the story. And don't beat me to the punchline.
No, I'm sorry.
All right. How did he do it? I told you, wait. He asked the head of the family, the man. He asked the head of the family, you and your family build the wall in front of where your property is, where you live. They did. They connected up with their neighbors, and they built that wall in record time. How does that have to do with us today? Would you agree with me that our walls are down?
Yes. Big time.
Then what do?
We build it.
We build it.
Yeah.
Don't steal my punchline.
I'm helping
We
you out.
build it. And how do you do that? How do we move the masses one person at a time? You influence your sphere.
Yeah.
That means your family, your church group, your neighborhood. You talk with them. You let them know how important it is to get out and vote with the person that most closely aligns with their values. Let them know we have to come out. We have to come out. If we do not rebuild our walls, and we fall, and we are vulnerable.
Yeah, we are vulnerable now.
So I ask for your help. I need your vote.
Yes.
And everybody in here is not in my district and can vote for me. But everybody in here has a sphere of influence that will reach into my district and help me build that wall and keep that wall strong. Are you with me?
Yes.
Then I need you there, DonnaCampbell.com. Tell everybody, and thank you very much. Bye.